That's exactly what I wanted to have you here today, man. And I just want to let everybody know, welcome to the AO Chill podcast. I know we just kind of came in randomly here, but like we always do, man. Yo, we have the amazing, fucking talented Leo here today, aka Views by Los. Did I say it right?
It's pretty much, yeah.
That, man, bro, fucking photographer extraordinaire. Knew this kid since fucking high school, man. And now we're fucking old and just fucking podcasting now, right? The world is full of podcasts now, man. The world is full of fucking podcasts. So, bro, fucking welcome, man. Fucking welcome.
Thank you, man. I'm happy to be here. Definitely excited.
So I had a fucking crazy ass day today, just coming in. I was working all day, and we actually didn't. I wouldn't say this almost didn't happen, bro. I just didn't check in with you, bro. And I know I apologized before coming in here, bro, but I'm so fucking sorry. I become like the most busiest non-busy person, if that makes sense, right? Like I got family stuff to deal with. I got fucking 3 side hustles and shit like that, bro. How about you, man? What you been up to, bro? Like, fuck your Instagram. I don't even know where to start. Let's just start with what you did today, bro. Let's start with what you did today, or even this week, bro. What was the highlight of your fucking week this week?
This week. That's a pretty tough one. I mean, I actually just started working with this barbershop chain in New Jersey. They have like 9 locations, about to open up a 10th one. It's called City Image Barbershop.
Yeah,
a little shout out to them.
Yeah, shout out my barber. I have this guy who he's the only guy who actually touches my hair. I've been cutting my own hair since 8th grade.
What's up?
Fuck, I can't believe I'm forgetting his fucking name, bro. He's literally the only guy I let touch my hair, bro.
That's crazy.
I follow him on Instagram, but he City Image in West Caldwell.
Oh, okay. Cool.
West Caldwell, he works there, man. And it used to be City Looks, right?
Yeah. Wait,
So
could it be Freddie?
it's not. Freddie's the owner, right?
Freddie is one of the managers there.
Yo, matter of fact, bro, I don't want to disrespect this dude. I'm so sorry, bro. I have to look at my Instagram because if I don't, I'll dead ass be disrespecting the fuck out of him.
That's crazy because I probably do know him.
Bro,
is his name Edwin?
Edwin, my fucking boy Edwin. Yo, shout out to fucking Edwin, bro. Yo, yeah, it's Edwin, bro. Yeah, it's Edwin, bro. He's lit as hell, bro. So nice, man. He like I actually started getting haircuts with him before the pandemic.
Yeah.
And then after the pandemic, I only got one from him once. But I went in there and I was just like, bro, I don't really let anybody touch my hair. And like I've been big on financials recently, so like for a while there, like I was doing pretty good for myself. I'm still doing pretty good for myself, but I was just like, fuck it, I'm not gonna cut my hair anymore. You know what I mean? I was in the bathroom since 8th grade, clippers in the bathroom, just shaving all that shit, making a mess, and I was just like, yo, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. Like I'm just gonna go get my hair cut, and I just hate it because I grew up hella Latino. $10 haircuts, you know what I mean? And then you give them the $3. That's how it used to be.
It's definitely a Latino thing. 100%
yeah, right?
It is. It's crazy. Like when I first had like that first interview there, before they decided to take me on, they asked me like, where are you getting your haircut? Mm-hmm. Or where were you getting your haircut? How come you didn't know about us? Mm-hmm. Right? Especially going to PV. They have a shop literally right across from PV. Yeah, it's like, I had no idea who they were. They're like, how do you not know? Where did you go? So I went to my boy, Hollywood Cuts, right? It's past the Chevy dealership, and the haircuts there, I think they were like $12, $12 haircuts, and I just grew up on it, right?
Yeah, man.
I'm like, I don't really.
That's the one, like right, with Stevens and Little Falls, right?
It's the one like right at that like 3-way corner.
Yeah, I don't. Bro, I used to go there as a kid too.
Dude,
I literally used to go there as a kid, bro. I literally used to go there as a kid, man.
That's the spot. And they asked me, like, damn, you must have really not cared about your hair. I'm just dying. I'm like, in my head, I'm like, yo, damn. Come on, how you gonna do my boy like that? Like, why would you go there? Mm-hmm. I was like, it's cheap.
Yeah, man. I mean, you can't.
The price is right. You know, you're just trying to get a haircut. Like,
you can't beat it because, like, I remember like when I started actually getting like, I guess you could say real haircuts, right? If Edwin was here to be like, yeah, real haircuts, right?
Right.
It's just that I was so broke growing up. Like I was dead ass broke. And I remember the change of shit, right? Because they would just be like, buzzing my hair, no shape up, no nothing. Just make it look nice. You know what I mean? You get what you pay for, in all honesty. You know what I mean? If people are going all out, they're probably like an apprentice or something and they're doing it for the low, right? But I remember they were just like, all right, your shape up, that's an extra 3 or an extra 4. And I was like, damn, this 10 just turns into 14. I also got to give the tip. And my tip was always small, bro, because I barely had shit. So it was like $3 tip.
Damn, shout out to my current barber.
Yeah, man.
My boy Anton. With the Franco fade. Yeah,
Bro, shout
so
out
barber
to
right
him,
now,
too.
man.
Is he's in the City Image like family too?
He's not actually.
Oh,
Yeah, he's doing his
shit.
own thing.
Yeah.
Super talented barber.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely planning on opening up his shop. I think either late this year or maybe like even like early next year. But sticking with the guy, you know
Hell
what I
yeah,
mean,
bro.
takes care of me.
Yeah, bro, we could even have him on here too, man. Fuck it.
Oh man, I'm
So-
sure he would love to.
So tell me about how this thing, because I actually saw what you did with City Image. You did like an Easter promo with them, right?
I did.
Yo, bro, fucking, you got me too, bro. He put up on his story, man. You put up on your story. You're just like, yo, I think you said shoot with like Bad Bunny,
Yeah,
right?
the Bad Bunny
Or like
collab.
you're not gonna believe like what
Who
I
I
did.
just collabed
and I was
with.
like, fuck, that was great, bro. That was
Yeah.
great. So how did the process go with that?
All right, man. So basically, that was the first video that I actually did for them. Easter was coming up. They wanted something that was like, interesting and like, was gonna get a lot of views. So I was like, all right, let's play on Easter and let's have someone in a bunny costume, right? Then one of the other guys was just like, oh, it'd be crazy if like Bad Bunny was in the costume, right? I'm like, we can play on that. Like we can add that to the hype. That's some clickbait. You know what I mean? So we planned it out. We went on Amazon after like calling around to like different shops, trying to find like a rental for like an Easter Bunny costume. Yo, freaking Easter Bunny costume rental was like $200.
Yeah, man.
It's insane.
Yeah, man.
So you're like, you know what? I'm just gonna order it on Amazon. Hope it comes in, looks right. I think it was like $100. Now we have an Easter Bunny costume. Came in, we shot it, and then my task was just like edit it. And that's how it came to be. I edited it together, gave it to them. They posted it. I was like, all right, let me see. Let me see how my viewers, how my followers are going to eat this up. I know I have a lot of followers that love Bad Bunny. Shout out to Bad Bunny, but
Yo.
my boy didn't hook me up with the tickets, man.
Bro,
That's tough.
Did you try to get tickets?
I did.
And you didn't make it?
Nope.
Fuck, bro. Everybody wants to see that, bro. Everybody wants to get back to concerts. But you were saying, so now, how did you even so you were planning this out for them? So they just gave you like creative direction on this, or like?
Yeah, pretty much.
That's dope as
My
hell.
creative direction is like super valued there, so.
So how'd they end up even like contacting you for this? Or did they see your shit on Instagram
Ooh, that's a really long story.
bro,
So
we're fucking here, man.
But look, we'll start here. So basically, I had met these two, really, really talented creators. One of them is a photographer, videographer. His name's Steve-O. And the other one is, he actually does a lot of sound design. His name is Ja. And I met him with this kind of like internship thing that was going on that really ended up being like a huge scam.
Damn,
Yeah. So, really excited about that. But, after we found out what was going on, we ended up like staying in contact. And the Ja guy, the sound engineer, he's like, yo, there's this thing on ZipRecruiter. They're looking for like a video content creator for this barbershop chain, right? So I was like, you know what? I was like, all right, let me check it out. So I look into it. I don't even have a ZipRecruiter account, right? I basically just used Indeed for all like my gigs and stuff. Made an account just for this, just to apply to this. Applied, cool, waited, right? Saw that they viewed my application. Nothing. Zip. I was like, all right, you know what? I have this barber video that I made for my current barber, right? Let me add that to my cover letter. So I went and I added that, and it notified them that I updated my cover letter. So they went and they checked it out. They saw the barber video that I did, and they were like, oh, nah, we got to get this guy in here. So they called me in. They're like, you know why we called you in? I was like, nah, why? You updated your cover letter. I was like, okay. We had 400 plus applications.
damn.
And we called you in.
That's some shit, bro. That is some fucking shit, man.
Yeah, bro.
Bro, that is so, bro, that you that's like one of those stories that they tell you like when they're training you to get jobs and shit. And they're just like,
Dude.
bro, just update your shit.
Dude, it's crazy. Like now, I tell everyone, I'm like, yo, if you want, don't put your cover letter, wait till they see it, and then update your cover letter. That's a pro tip. Just do it. You know what I mean? But yeah, I was definitely happy about that. Interview was like 4 hours long.
Damn. What the fuck did they ask you on a 4-hour interview?
Nah, so check this out. The guy I was interviewing, his name's Joe. He's like, anyone can fake it for like 30 minutes to an hour. But after that, you really start to see like how that person is, you know.
Bro, that is literally the concept behind this fucking podcast too.
Yeah.
Like the whole thing is like, and this goes for celebrities too. Why I even love getting into podcasts and shit so much is the same concept. Like you said, once after like 30 minutes, bro, like any celebrity in front of a camera or anything, they could just be like however they want to, right? They could act or whatever. But to really be that fake person for like an extended period of time, man, like that shit's hard as fuck, bro. That shit's hard as fuck. And it's like not even like you would want to. Like it's just like you see someone's true colors and what they think. You know what I mean?
Totally.
And especially after an hour and you get tired, you know what I mean? Because this stuff is draining. Even though like, you know, this is fun and like, you know, we're doing this shit. If I hit you with a question at like an hour 25 of this shit and I'm like, yo, how you feel about global warming? It's like, fuck, you're probably going to say really how you feel about global warming. You know what I mean? And even if you don't want to talk about it, you just be like, I don't really want to talk about it. It's like, that's probably my feelings. You don't want to fucking talk about it. You know what I mean? So go on with what you were saying. So 4-hour fucking interview. What the fuck they asking then?
Dude, it's basically just asking like, you know, like, why did you get into this? You know, what do you feel like you're going to bring to the company? You know, basically standard questions. But after the hour went by, we were basically just like shooting shit. Like we were just talking. It's regular. Not even really like questions, but he was trying to tell me about like the history of the company and stuff. I did no research on the company whatsoever.
God, yo,
and
that's so funny,
he
man.
recognized that. He's like, well, like you don't even know like Little Falls location. So I was like, oh, nah, man. He's like, damn, you really gotta do your research, man. I was like, fuck. I was like, let's say I'm not gonna get this. I'm not gonna get it. So I ended up getting a call back, you know, and I got it. Dude, I was in the shower when I got the call.
Damn.
And I pick up my phone in the shower, you know, because, you know, having a business,
Yeah, man.
you definitely can't let that phone ring. You got to pick it up.
Yeah, of course.
You know, you got to be punctual on time. Picked up the phone in the shower. I had shampoo in my hair. Hello? Hey, you know, this is Leo? I was like, yes, who is this? I didn't even save the number. They're like, this is Joe, like from City Image. I was like, oh, shit. Yeah, we want you to come in. We want you. And that's... the rest is history.
And so now they got you going in. So are you still like affiliated with them or they just needed you for one gig?
Affiliated.
Damn.
Long-term thing.
God, yo, that's fucking,
Weekly.
yo, congratulations, man.
Yep.
Fuck. Hell
Thanks,
yeah, man. And I'm assuming you're like, was it, who did you actually interview with? Did you interview with the owner? Yeah, man.
There's 3 partners and the one guy I interviewed with is, you know, pretty much handles like a lot of the important stuff. But... yeah. Yeah,
and it's funny because I actually I'm familiar with City Image. I knew them when they were City Looks before, right? Because they started off as City Looks,
Right.
And they were. I think their first location was Little Falls.
It was
right
in 2009.
I actually switched from, because actually I went to 3 barbers in Little Falls. I actually started off at that Hollywood place, right? And when I was little,
Hollywood in the cut.
yeah, man, they were fucking. And actually, I think the prices went up, bro. Because when I was little, like that shit was straight up like $9 or $10, and they changed the little sign there or whatever. You know, fucking inflation, bro. What you gonna do about it?
Right.
I went from there. And there was a guy there I was mad chill with, like when I was like a little, bro. I went there till I was like 6 or something. Then I switched to another one that's like right in front of you know where Pizza Express is in Little Falls. It's like a blue, like there's a sports themed like, you know, one, and this is also for like little kids. I went up there till like I was like 12 or something, and then I told you 8th grade started cutting my own hair because I was like, fuck it, I gotta save this money. And even today, yo, I'm sorry Edwin, I'm so sorry, but
that's crazy. I haven't even met him yet. I just know
bro.
him from the Instagram.
Yeah, bro, I cut my own hair because like I'm trying to save as much money as I can, and like I told you, like all the money I spend nowadays is investment. So I invested in these lights, I invested in this mic, I invested in the camera to make the quality better.
Totally.
You know, even the freaking lens that you helped me fucking use that I didn't even know how to use.
Right.
All is investments, right? But like, you know, when you're getting a $30, you know, $40 haircut, you know, every 2 weeks because you want to look fresh as fuck, you know, it's like that shit adds up, man. You know what I mean? And you know, I see barbers flexing what they make too sometimes, you know what I mean? They just be like, and I be like, fuck, bro, you know what I mean? And they have serious fucking services there, man. You could get the hot towel treatment and everything. Bro, you could probably easily spend like $100 in like one session at City Image.
Definitely. But I won't cheat on my barber.
Yeah, bro. Nah, bro, how do they feel about that?
I don't know. Honestly, like they asked me, they're like, "Yo, so like, what are you getting your haircut with now?" I was like, "Oh, I got a guy, you know, like over in such and such." They're like, "Oh, okay."
At least they know you're fucking loyal, and at least you're loyal, bro. I mean, that's a lot of shit. I won't cheat on Edwin. I don't think I have. I'm trying to really think about it because I told him, I was like, yo, you're the only guy who touches my hair now, bro. I was like, I don't really fuck with anybody else. And yo, it was mad funny. I don't want to put no one at the spot. You know, I'm not going to put no one on the spot. Barbers talk between themselves, man. They're probably going to listen to this, I imagine, bro.
Probably.
If you're affiliated and you're going to post this shit up, man, this is going to be a whole segment. But so anything else you're working on? Because I see that on Instagram too, bro. You've been posting up like way more like content, man. And that's actually why I reached out. Because I saw the shit that you were posting and then I saw the photo shoot you did with Bree. And I was like, oh shit, bro. Leo's leveling up. I got to catch him before he gets way too far ahead before I can't even talk to you, bro. You become Hollywood on me. I'm like, yo, bro, you want to come to my little podcast that I do in this room that I don't even rent out? Yeah,
dude. I'm always up for stuff like this, man.
So tell me about it, bro. So your photo shoot stuff, do you have your own studio or you like what are you working on right now?
So I do actually. So I basically have like 2 studios that I work out of. I have one that's at home studio, right? That I'm kind of like, I furnished it, looks fire. You know, I'm always adding like different things to it. And then I have another spot in Patterson that, you know, I work with Ripe Studios in Patterson. They have a recording studio and they also have like a photo studio that, you know, I like have meetings there sometimes and, you know, they pretty much just let me use it like whenever. But that's one of the things that I'm definitely like promoting. But they're great people, you know, let me do what I got to do. The Brianna shoot was actually there at the Patterson location. But eventually I definitely do want to have my own location that I can call my own.
Yeah.
It's on my name. Don't have to worry about anyone just walking in. And I'm actually currently looking at places right now.
Yo, bro, let me tell you, man, because let's switch this a little bit up then. Because I wanna know, because you're obviously an entrepreneur, man. You know what I mean?
100%.
And I'm
always hustling.
I'm trying to get on that entrepreneurship too. I'm actually getting into real estate, but that's a whole other conversation.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
But what I would like from this podcast too is to just have my own studio, have a place. Because let me tell you, like, I was supposed to record 2 of my friends. I think 2 weeks ago here. I come on campus, and it's Good Friday. I didn't anticipate Good Friday, so I walk into every single one of the doors that are on this building. Everything's locked. And it was 2 of my friends who one of my 2 good friends. They're both girls. They did their makeup, hair, everything, bro.
Damn, they got
and
all
literally before they left their house. Thank God I caught them, because if they got here already, I would have been fucked. But like I told them, I was like, yo, I'm so fucking sorry. And it was crazy. I walked all over campus just to try to find a fucking building. I was like, bro, I'll do a cafeteria if it takes, you know what I mean? But then the security came up to me and they were just like, yo, we're closing everything. I'm like, bro. I was
That's
like,
so
please.
tough.
And I was just like, and right now I can't have anybody over at the house because Rona and stuff like that. My family still not cool with the whole thing. They said they're cool when everybody's like vaccinated or people who are vaccinated coming through. But, you know, I got to respect my family's household. You know what I mean? It's not, if I was paying the bills, if it was my household, I'd do my thing and also set up my own studio. But, you know, at the moment, just trying to save up, also like look into like, you know, places to rent out. So what's your business model now? Because you went necessarily... I don't want to go. We'll go back in like time and talk about like where this all started.
Okay.
But for right now, what is your business model and how do you plan on achieving your goals?
Wow.
I know. I'm sorry, loaded question, but bro, this is shit that goes through my mind.
All right, so my business model right now.
Because if it's just freelance, bro, it's cool too, man.
Yeah. All right. So I have a couple of things that I'm flirting with. Currently, there's 2 models to my business. The first one being, you know, doing photo shoots, kind of like freelance, like, you know, videos as well, like promotional, all that fun stuff. And my second one is actually marketing to like businesses to do like kind of like commercial, like video and photo, kind of like what I'm doing for City Image, where it's like a subscription service to where I'm getting a certain amount like every month and I just keep coming back and making content. So City Image is actually my second client like that. My first one being Global Fish Co. in Elmwood Park. Shout out to my boy Ryan.
Shout out to him. Yo, we got to talk about your fish addiction too. I know that sounded fucked, but like,
oh man,
I know it's serious. I know it's fucking serious, bro. I remember that shit.
Definitely, that was actually like one of my first hustles. The fish game. I would have so much to get into. Let's stay on track though.
Yeah, man.
But yeah. Anyway, so you know, the first one that I'm doing is like vlogs for the fish store. It's like a weekly thing. He's on YouTube. He's doing pretty well. It's got like, I think he's at like 6.3K like subs
dope.
right now.
Hell yeah,
and it's definitely going up. You know, we're working on it. And now City Image, but I want to start kind of like focusing more on doing like businesses locally, like, you know, restaurants, cafes, maybe gyms, stuff like that. I'm really trying to expand into the whole commercial side of it,
Yeah, man.
rather than, you know, doing like, you know, person by person. But that's what's fun.
Yeah, man.
That's what social media loves. That's kind of how I'm growing now on Instagram, is doing these shoots like with different girls, you know, like getting creative with it. So I'm never going to stop doing that. But if I'm following the money, I'm definitely doing more commercial in the future.
Yeah, man. And you said you wanted to open like your own studio too. Ideally, because New Jersey, bro, fucking expensive, man.
Absolutely expensive.
Fucking expensive. And once I get my real estate license, bro, I got you too. If you haven't found a studio yet, bro, we can link up with that shit too. I'll help you find some nice place. But so do you plan on sticking around in Jersey? Because I know you mentioned before that you were in Florida for a bit. Can you tell me a little about that?
Yeah, so in Florida, I was actually down there in college for a degree in aquaculture. But I'm obviously not doing anything like that now. I ended up switching to, you know, like a film kind of like role. And that's when I decided to come back up here, because I was like, what's the point of me going, you know, to Florida and spending so much money down there if I could just come back up and continue my major here close to home, you know, with people that I know, my family, this and that. I think I would definitely stay in Jersey if things really grow and like keep going well here. But I'm definitely not opposed to like moving, starting somewhere else. One of my other dreams would be to just like, you know, just travel and work from like anywhere with my laptop and stuff. You know, obviously the content creator dream. But yeah, I'm pretty much just seeing, you know, where life takes me, where my journey is.
Yeah, man. I'm on a similar wave with that too, man, because I was actually this year I was saving up to like literally do. Actually, everybody's been hopping on this wave. Like more, I feel like it's way more predominant nowadays. It's the whole Sprinter van thing.
Totally.
Buy a Sprinter van, make your bed in that
man.
shit,
Thing
and
is
just
sick.
like travel, bro. I was literally thinking about it too because I'm good with my hands. I'm very handy when it comes to tools and shit. My dad has all this equipment, bro. Yo, we can rent out a Sprinter van, bro. If you're trying to go on a road trip, bro.
I think that would be fire.
Dead ass, bro. You got camera skills. I'll record everything, man. We could fucking do it, man. We could do it. I'm literally so down for almost anything at this point. Like as soon as I graduate, because honestly my biggest weight for a lot of things has been like school, man. School's been so fucking rough, and Corona's made it like a million times harder. But
it's all good. I'm still in it too.
Yeah, bro. It's ridiculous, man.
It's a lot to juggle.
It's a lot to juggle. It's a lot of money too, man. Like they make it so honestly nowadays I don't even know how people would go. Like I can't imagine if I was with the knowledge I have now, and if I was back in high school, I probably wouldn't go to college. I probably would go to like community first, and then just take 2 years to finish up like, you know, like what I have to in college, but definitely take the money saving route, bro. Because the more and more I get into like this business game, the more and more I start learning about finance and really just getting into like, you know, saving money and how to invest it. I'm like, fuck, bro, I need cash. I need not necessarily just cash, but I need like shit. I need a foundation, you know what I mean? Because once you get to a certain level, it's like, fuck, like from there, like you're really setting. But like, you know, even when it comes to buying houses, yo, like you need at least that $20,000 down payment, you know, for a house to like at least start something, you know what I mean? And you can't go to the bank with like $5,000 and be like, hey, can I have a $300,000 loan? That's what started the fucking market crash back in I think 2008. I don't know, bro. I'm crazy about this shit, bro. Because I deadass want to be a millionaire by the time I'm like in my 40s, bro. Like
you can do it, man.
I straight up want to be a millionaire, bro. I'm saying
not as hard as everyone thinks it is.
Yeah, man. It's not like, you know, but fuck. I'm so sorry, bro. I get sidetracked so easily because I get really excited. Yeah. And I'm just like, I'm fucking digging it. So we were talking about Florida, talking about staying in Jersey. So actually, let's take a step back in time real quick.
Okay.
Before photography, actually, what did you start first with? Because I'm trying to decide where this conversation is gonna go. Is it gonna go into fish or it's going into photography? What came first, the fish or the camera?
The fish or the camera, the chicken or the egg?
The fish or the camera, man. What came first?
You know what? Fish.
The fish?
Fish came first.
Bro, tell me about this
But
shit,
look,
man.
it goes way back. Like back to when I was just this little kid, right?
Bet.
I've always been interested in marine biology. The books I used to read as a kid were all like fish books, like science books, animal books, right? So growing up, and that's actually what influenced me to go to Florida and pursue the degree in aquaculture.
Yeah, man.
It's because I was still on that wave. I love it. In high school, I was doing it, as you know.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. I used to like import fish like from Florida, right, in boxes. I used to get home from school to find boxes of fish on my porch.
So was it just like you woke up and you started like liking fish, or was there something that inspired you, or was it just like the thing? You know what I mean?
It's just going to
'Cause,
the
like,
aquariums, man.
Yeah?
It's like I
do you
would go
remember
to.
your first time going to the aquarium?
I definitely don't remember the first time I went to the aquarium, but I mean, I was really young. But where's a great one that I went to? The Shed Aquarium. I don't remember where it was. As far as something.
Is that your favorite one? Like, what's your favorite aquarium?
It's the one that I think stuck out the most to me because it was just like so big and it was just like, I don't know. It was wonderful. It was a great experience, right?
Yeah, bro. I fucking love aquariums, bro.
Yeah. So going to an aquarium, a public aquarium, kind of really inspired me to go out and get my own little aquarium, have a little slice of that, like for myself in my own home, especially because I was going through like a whole lot of stress in that period of high school. So having a fish tank to just look at helped a lot. It helped me kind of ground myself. So one tank turned into 2 tanks, turned into 3 tanks. I think at one point I had like 5 aquariums like in my home.
God damn.
Yeah.
That's a lot of aquariums.
Yeah,
bro.
it was crazy.
Bro, I barely could clean and handle like I used to buy those cheap ass plastic ones from PetSmart, Petco,
Yeah.
whatever, bro. And I think I had 2 fish. I had 2 fish. I had bro, I live in a Hispanic household, so we got bro, I'm fucking gonna get canceled, bro, but it's all good. Bro, it's literally a part of my childhood. I don't know what to fucking tell you, but I had an uncle who I had a blackfish and we named him Negro, right? And that's not like PC. That's not PC today, but he was a
Negrito.
blackfish, so it was
of
Negrito.
course.
You know what I mean? And then I had another fish that I won at a carnival. And literally it was like one of those carnival fish, you know what I mean? It was literally one of those bait fish. I think they call it bait
Goldfish.
fish, right? Or like goldfish, whatever. Bro, his name was Fishy Fish. I was a little
Fishy
kid, bro.
Fish.
I was fucking in love with him, bro. And usually they only live like fucking like 3-4 days, maybe a week, 2 weeks. Bro, like
Pause, right?
Pause? All right.
So those fish that you get at the carnival, they're actually supposed to live, I think, to like 15 years.
Really?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Goldfish actually have a very long lifespan, up to 30 years in some cases.
Bro, I feel like a murderer.
Yeah, no,
So many goldfish, bro.
dude, it's crazy. Those
fuck.
carnivals are really doing an evil thing, like with all those fish.
bro, they are, because they give it to little fucking kids, and they're like the little girl from Finding Nemo, and they're like, you're
Yeah,
fucking
man,
shaking
the
that
piranha.
shit,
Yeah,
bro.
Of course.
That's fucking crazy. I actually had that fish for like 3 years. I had that shit for like
That's great.
2 years.
It's better than 80% of the people.
Yeah, man. And I was just, bro, I was in shock, bro. Low-key, you just ruined my childhood just a little. Because I was like,
I'm sorry.
I was like, I'm the best parent. I'm giving this fish such a good life. It's living for 3 years. And I'll never forget it, bro. I actually was traumatized a little bit.
So was it a goldfish or was it a beta fish?
It was a goldfish. It was a goldfish.
yeah.
100% a goldfish.
Okay.
And it was little tiny, bro. It was great. And the blackfish was one of those it had like the eyes that popped out a little bit, you know what I mean? That look everywhere and shit. I don't know. There's a goldfish too, I think, but like I don't know, they're the different ones because their eyes are literally like popping out of their head a little bit. You know what I mean? You could really just see their eyeballs like sticking out and shit. I had they were like best friends, bro. And I remember just cleaning the tank and everything. And bro, I'll never forget, man. Like I walked to my aquarium, and one day, the fucking filter, you know what I mean? Because the filter like sucks in the water. It was a small. I think it was like a 1.5 gallon tank, whatever, plastic one. You know what I mean? Got a light on top and shit like that. Fuck, if I knew it could live 15 years, bro, I would have got it something way nicer, man. But like, we're Latino, we were broke, man. I barely could afford haircuts, bro. I'm not gonna afford a fucking nice fish
Of course.
tank. And I remember walking up to it, and I just see the water is not pumping through, right?
Okay.
It's like, what the fuck is the water now? Or it's like very slow, right? Because it's usually like a little waterfall coming through, right? And I look at the bottom of the filter, and it's just sucking up like the dead body of the fish. And bro, Bro, I literally, when I
Sad.
kid you not, like, bro, if I knew back then, like, I could keep him live longer, bro, and do a better job, because you're probably judging the fuck out of me. Like, this guy's fucking asshole. Didn't
Hey
take
man,
care of his fish,
listen,
bro.
the fish education, there's hardly any fish education out there, you know.
Bro, there's not. There's not.
I used to work kind of like one of my first like real jobs, I guess you could say, when I got back from Florida after Amazon, was working at this place called Absolutely Fish in Clifton.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, it's touted as basically like the #1 aquarium store like in the US. Like it's
in the US.
in the US. Yeah.
I mean, I love that store.
Like even
I've
like
been there. But
yeah, like even like on Pet Magazine, like it was like I think it won like top 5 of like all pet stores, right? Like pet stores.
just in general. Fuck,
Like
that's crazy.
in the US, yeah. So definitely I can't even think of another store that kind of comes close to that. But I was working there and they really just hit you like home with all this like fish education and like, you know, how to like talk to people whenever they like lose a fish. Yeah, it's insane.
That's crazy. That's how it's supposed to be, though.
Yeah.
That's literally how that's how it should be. That's
It
literally
should.
how it should be. I'll give a quick shout out to fuck, I forget what town it is. There's this animal hospital in New Jersey, and I lost my dog almost 2 years ago now. And my dog Cheeky, shout out Cheeky, bro. If you're watching this from heaven, bro. But this dog, bro, he was like my fucking son, bro. He lived until he was 15, man. He was a little Shih Tzu.
I love Shih Tzus.
Yeah, man. Oh, man, I fucking loved them with all my heart,
Yeah.
man. I'm actually
They're
due
cute.
for I'm due for another dog soon, man.
Oh,
I'm
yeah?
due- yeah, bro. I'm expecting, bro. I'm definitely expecting.
Word.
Expecting probably sometime in September.
All right, heard. Dope.
But man, we took him to this animal hospital. It was literally his last like week of life, right? And I think his kidneys or like something started like, you know, giving out, man. And he's old. He was going blind. He was going deaf. You know what I mean? It's a beautiful life. And you know, we took him to the hospital and they gave us our options and they were just like, listen, he might have cancer. And I was like, and he's having a problem with his urinary tract and stuff. It's like we could do surgery, but like, you know, it's 20% that he might live. And then after that, you're gonna have to aftercare 24 hours a day. Or if it's not 24 hours a day, we could do it at the hospital, but it's gonna be this and this much money, blah blah blah.
You didn't have any insurance on the dog, right?
No, and at that time, you know, at that age, insurance for dogs became a thing, I think, or maybe it always existed. But I remember first seeing like real pamphlets started coming up at like the animal hospitals when I was like probably like 10 or something like that, and he was already like 8 years old because I got him at a young age, and he was already like 10 years old, and he was like, 10, if we get the insurance, he's already 10, like, you know, like, I mean, like, they're not going to cover anything really except for pet visits. It would make more sense just to pay out of pocket, right? So the shout out the vet there, bro. Shout out, I think it starts with the P. It's not Paramus. It's like heading down towards the Garden State North. You head up there. I forget. Oh man, I really forget the name of the hospital. But the staff there, the fucking doctor there, man. Like she just literally she told us because you could tell she was fucking hurt. And I can only imagine. I can only imagine people who actually work in real hospitals doing this shit, right? But they understand because they have the same love for animals as I'm sure you have for your fish. She comes in and she's like, listen, she's like, your dog wouldn't have reached 15 if he wasn't a happy dog. And he was like, we literally have done as much as we can. And she was like, you could try to keep, and I get why you would keep fighting. She was like, if I was in your shoes, I would want to do everything possible as well. But she's like, even if we put all the money into this and do everything we can, he'll still be like in pain. You'll still have to do this. He won't really know what's going on. And at that point, man, he was just like, he was suffering, man. So like, she was so nice, man. We go into the room, and it's a beautiful room where they decide to, you know, like put down the dog because, you know, they do the shot and everything. She explained everything to us how it happened, and she's like, "Listen, take your time. I know you want your last moments and stuff." And bro,
That's so sad,
I
man.
literally could not. And the hospital, literally a hospital. Literally a fucking hospital, man. Waiting room, like literally the nurses walking around. It wasn't like, you know, when you go to an animal hospital and it's usually just like a small room, everybody's fucking cramped, everybody has their dogs, blah, 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 fucking all around, you know what I mean? There's piss shit on the floor. They have little napkins so you can
Hate going
clean
to
that
vets,
shit
man.
up.
It's the worst.
Bro, literally, this place was completely different. They had free snacks, coffee, and shit. Like, it felt bougie.
That was official, yeah.
It felt bougie as well. It felt like a real hospital. And
So I'll bring my bird there.
I don't know if these nurses were specialized in this shit, but they were literally in there, like, to comfort us. Like, they had a comforting nurse with us. She's like, "Are you okay? Do you need this?" And oh my God, bro! Not even only did all of that happen after he got put down. You know, we were crying. They took away the body. They bring the body back in a box, and they wrote his fucking name in markers on the top of the box and decorated the whole shit. Like, I was like, literally, I could not imagine a better fucking. I wish.
They went above and beyond.
I'm gonna put the fucking hospital annotations, whatever. Please go to the hospital, support them, because they just did an amazing job. And then a month later, I get a letter. And it was kind of like a typed up letter and stuff like that, but it was signed by the doctor being like, "Hey, I know it's been a month since you're grieving. If you need anything, you could call the animal hospital and we'll talk to you. And, like, you know, I just want to make sure you're okay." I literally have that letter on my wall in my room, because, like, it just meant that much to me. And when you go in the hospital as well, all over their walls, they have letters from different animal owners who wrote back and were like, "I would have never had my dog put down in another place any other way. They're like, this meant so much, this and this and that." I still gotta write a letter, bro. It's been years. It's been like 2-3 years since my dog passed and stuff like that. And actually, I actually got a tattoo, man, because I'm fucking crazy. I'm sorry.
Let me see that. Oh, okay. Oh wow, you really, really loved your dog, man.
Bro, I love the shit out of my dog, bro. I love it. I know they can't see it on the camera. I'll probably put a picture there or something.
Yeah.
But this is his actual paw. Like, this is like, I got his, I took finger paint.
Yeah.
I put it on his paw, and I put the paint on a piece of paper.
Yeah.
And then I had my tattoo artist just fix up the edges a little bit, and then smack on there, man.
Wow, man.
Yeah, man. And that was actually the day, like, he passed and shit and stuff, man. But we got on this from your fish, because nobody's fucking educated in fish. Nobody's educated in fish. And it's fucked, bro. I'm sorry. I'm so fucking sorry, bro. I feel the whole fish community is going to come at me now, bro. Hopefully. And if you do, bro, my Instagram, YouTube, all that shit, bro. So,
you know, you definitely become desensitized though when you're working at a fish store to, like, all the death.
Yeah, man, it's rough. And they taught you how to talk to.
Definitely. Yeah. So even though, you know, you see it like a decent amount, you know, working, when people come in, you know, and they have their, like, guppy, you know, it's like a little $2-3 fish, you know, they come in, their guppy that they've had for like a year, you know, passed away. They're like, "Oh yeah, you know, I just had my guppy die. Like, I'm here to, like, get, like, you know, like, another fish." And you're like, "Oh, you know, I'm sorry that happened, this and that." You know, you really, you try to get to know their story. You know, you're there for them, and by the time they walk out, you know, they're happy. You know, they walk in kind of like, "Oh, you know, okay, like, I don't want an empty fish tank. Like, I want to, you know, have another fish there again." But they walk out like, "Thank you so much for helping me pick out the perfect fish and for listening to me." And I've had that happen a few times where, like, people have actually come out to me personally, gone out to my boss and been like, "Hey, you know, Leo is amazing, this and that." And, you know, it's great. It's great being able to make a difference in someone's day. A lot of the people that would go into that store were excited, right? So it's a completely different perspective then to my job right after that, which was working at a pharmacy.
Oh,
yeah.
You don't work at the pharmacy no more?
Not anymore.
Was it a chain pharmacy, or was it like...
It was a CVS pharmacy. It was the one in Clifton on Main, I believe. And just the difference in the attitudes of people walking into a fish store versus walking into a pharmacy is like night and day, because obviously no one wants to be there. No one wants to be sick. No one wants to be picking up medication. So that was definitely a test into my willpower and my empathy skills, right? My people skills. I improved so much. Like, I would encourage anyone that, you know, wants to get into the service industry to work at a pharmacy or like something in healthcare, because, you know, you're not going to get better experience than there with, you know, dealing with people that are upset and angry at you, even though you didn't do anything. You know, if you can handle that, you can handle anything.
Did you have like a worst or best day at CVS?
I'll tell you this crazy story that happened to me.
Lay it on me.
Right. So I was at CVS and I was just, chatting up like with one of the patients that came up.
And so you're working in the pharmacy department, or are you working as like a regular? Like,
no, in the pharmacy,
Okay,
as a technician. So, I would basically just like, count the pills, like package everything.
Yeah.
But then I would also work like actually giving the prescriptions to the patients. And so I was just chatting up with this person, cool, chilling. One of my other coworkers just like got off the phone with someone like, oh, there's someone that's coming in. It sounds like they're urgent. When they get here, you think you can help them out? Like, I think they have like a burn or something. I'm like, this isn't a hospital. Like, I have to help someone with a burn right now. I don't have any training on that. I was like, all right, valid. I'll wait till they come in. So I'm still talking to this person, right? All of a sudden you hear a commotion coming from the front of the store, right? So the CVS is, it's a large CVS. The pharmacy is all the way in the back. And I hear the commotion all the way from the back. And I'm like, oh, what could that be? All you hear is just footsteps. Right? And you hear this person just sounds like they're in agony.
Damn.
Right? Just pop out from one of the aisles, right? Me and the person I'm talking to, we both look in the same direction at the same time. There's this woman comes right up to the pharmacy running, falls down to the ground on her knees, clutching this frozen bag with, I don't even know what's inside of it yet. It's a frozen bag and she's clutching it to her hand. I'm like, miss, like, how can I help you? It burns. I was like, okay.
Was she an older lady, or was she?
She had to have been like in her 40s or something.
Okay,
She was
right,
definitely not that old. Yeah. So it burns, right? Spanish lady. I was like, all right, let me go take her to like the burn section, right? Like, let me see if I could find her something. So I'm there at the burn section. She's like behind me. And that's when I first noticed what she's clutching to her hand. And it's a frozen bag of salami.
Yeah. That's about right. Bro,
She found whatever she could find in her freezer and just a frozen salami, clutching it to her hand. And she drops it to the ground. I look at it for like 5 seconds. Like, my eyes are just locked onto it. Like, I forgot about the burn. I'm just looking. Salami. I'll never look at salami the same way again after seeing that happen. Now, I'm giving her some of the stuff. She's just like opening the packages, like right there, pouring all of the contents of the bottle without paying for it, obviously. Just like right onto her. And I'm just like watching this happen.
Was it a bad burn? Like, how did it look like? Like,
it looked blistering. Like, it looked like it was like a bad burn. Like, she was cooking and it was like bad. You know what I mean? She came to the pharmacy.
I'm just like, I'm trying to wrap my head around, because up to this point so far,
I'm having a normal day.
Yeah, like, you're having a normalized day, but this lady, she either lives close by or she drove there. All right. In the sense that she drove there holding a salami, right? Holding a salami, driving, what was it, left hand, right? It doesn't even matter, bro.
It was left.
Left hand, she's driving, bro, holding a salami. And not only that, bro, she was either, because you said she came in like screaming into the store, right? She was either screaming in the car while driving, right? or get this, bro. She probably like turned off the car, closed it, walked to the store, and then started screaming, which is even fucking crazy.
That would even be worse.
In my head, like, I'm just like, or this lady is this poor lady, bro, either, like, because if she's doing a car, screamed all the way from in her house to there, or she walked from her house if it was close by and screamed all the way there. So it could be a
agony.
Few things.
It was the sound of agony.
So she's pouring all these contents onto her
pouring
hand.
all these different products, right? She's like, it's not working. I go and I just grab a random other product off the shelf. I'm like, here, try this. This is why you definitely don't go to it.
And you don't know anything about
I don't know anything about that.
Your coworker, what is your coworker doing?
My coworker was just like, I think she was just watching, like, over from the pharmacy. She was like, yeah, the burn stuff's over there. Like, go over there. Go handle that. Fuck, this is like I think this is like my second month. Like, working there.
That's early as fuck.
Yeah.
I'd quit. I'd be like, is this the shit I gotta deal with?
Dude, every single day it was just like an internal struggle. An internal struggle, basically, just trying to decide, like, am I gonna stay here? But my photography, my video hadn't really taken off yet. And this is like in the middle of the pandemic. Like, this was my 2020 pandemic job.
Damn. All right.
Yeah.
So that's not even that long ago, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was picturing high school year, bro. Fuck. This is like
No, this is last year.
This is the last year. Fuck.
Yeah.
Fuck. Poor
This happened to
lady.
me last
Did
year.
she have a mask on? She was screaming.
I don't think she even had a mask on. She came in without a mask. I wasn't gonna tell this lady put a mask on. Like she's there with salami on her hand. Like
Did she give you her name or anything?
she doesn't care about anything. No.
Fuck.
Honestly, so I gave her the second product. She poured it all over her hand. I was like, all right, here, like you're coming with me. We're gonna go up to the front. You know, you're gonna purchase these items, right? So she gets up, starts following me. I look back. I notice the salami is still on the ground, like in the bag. I was like, no. I was like, pick that up.
Take your salami, bro.
So
Take your
she
salami.
came back, picked up the salami.
Bro.
I was like, I'm not picking that up later. We went to the register. I took her card, you know, put her in the register, paid for it, right? Never saw this lady ever again.
Bro, that's above and beyond, yo. Yo, that is literally above you paid for it. I mean, that's what a good person does, bro. Shout out to fucking you, bro.
Oh, no, I didn't pay for it. I used her card to pay for it.
I know, but like even like paying it, like, you know, like,
Oh, yeah.
like doing this shit for, I mean, like courtesy, I guess, you know what I mean? But like,
Yeah.
fuck, did you get a raise after that shit?
Absolutely not.
Bro, I would have asked for a fucking raise. God damn, bro. That's
There was so much
crazy.
stuff that I did there that I was like, I'm not getting paid enough for this.
Bro.
But there were moments also that were great. Like I had patients coming in that would just like ask for me, like, hey, like, is Leo there? One days that I was off, they would like, my coworkers would tell me like, oh, so-and-so was asking for you, or so-and-so is like just saying like, oh, you know, like, I hope he's doing all right and this and that. So it was cool because like there were definitely regulars that like I came to know and that they came to like appreciate me and like, you know, my kindness. So it was cool. There were definitely ups and downs. For sure.
Yeah, man. Fuck. And that, when did you leave Absolutely? Because you said you worked for Absolutely Fish,
I left
right?
Absolutely Fish because I was looking for another job and I got the pharmacy job. So that was I think that was in April 2020 that I left Absolutely and I started at the pharmacy. And I was there until I think September. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But so you were working in CVS. So I'm assuming that after CVS is kind of when the photography stuff started kicking?
Definitely.
I
Yeah.
bet.
So
now,
I caught COVID, right?
Oh, shit, bro.
When I was working at CVS. And, you know, basically I was like out for a week. It fucked me up.
Oh, damn. Did you get it?
Really
did you get
bad. I got it really bad.
Bro, I got it like, when did you get it?
In August or September.
In August or September. Bro, I actually got it end of November heading into December.
Yeah.
Bro, that shit, bro. I mean, like, listen, pandemic now, bro, like, obviously, like, you know, vaccines and all that shit. Like, I think once people start getting into vaccine, stuff will go a little bit more into normal. Obviously, cautious and stuff. But I got that shit in November. And I've talked about it on a podcast before. Like, it was rough. It was definitely like one of the roughest sicknesses I had. I actually got the regular flu during the swine flu, like epidemic back then, right? And they actually did the nose shit to me too, but I didn't get the swine flu. I just had the regular flu, and that shit was the worst thing I ever had because actually when I remember sitting on my computer playing fucking RuneScape. Do you remember RuneScape?
Totally. Yeah.
I remember I was playing RuneScape, and I'm literally sitting there and I have my little blanket. I have the sniffles and shit like that, and I literally tried to get up, and I couldn't get up. I literally did not have the strength to walk.
That's crazy.
And I call my mom and my dad, and I'm like, Mom, Dad. And they come in, like, what's up? I'm like, yo, I can't walk. They're like, what do you mean? I was like, I can't get up. And they're like, ha ha ha. You know what I mean? And they're like hella Latino. And they're like, all right. My dad's like almost pushing me off the chair. He's like, all right. Ha. And he's like pushing me. I'm like, yo, if you push me off the chair, I'm going to fucking smack my head on the floor. And then he was like, oh shit. So then they picked me up and they helped me to the car and shit, and I could kind of like get a little bit mobile. Once I got to the hospital, I was like fine. I started walking and shit. But then like they put me in quarantine and shit. Like I remember they put a mask on me. This is before this shit was regular.
Wow.
Because they thought I had the swine flu, and they're like, yo, you gotta quarantine in your room for like a week or some shit. I remember when they did it. I remember my mom bringing me food and stuff when I was little, and that shit. And then compared to this now, you know, like, and it's so much different because I don't know how you were mentally during like this whole pandemic shit, but bro, it hurt to be in my house so much. It took a toll on me mentally, depression wise, very just, it was fucked. And I feel like a lot of people gained weight during this. And one of the only things that kept me from like gaining super weight was like, I actually got into like home workouts. I started doing, I don't know if you know what Insanity is. Shout out Sean T.
Yeah, damn.
Sean T is fucking lit. I started doing like Insanity like crazy. And I lost a bit of weight after that, but
it's good.
I get the virus in the end of November, and literally after it was kind of done, because I lost my smell. Did you lose your smell or anything like that?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah, definitely
taste.
lost some taste and smell. Yeah.
I didn't lose my smell as much. I maybe lost my smell like 50%, but my taste completely went, right? And when everything was over, I remember telling myself, I was like, damn, I see why people die from this shit.
So where were you when the pandemic first started?
When the pandemic first started, I was
I was like talking about zombie outbreak.
I was still working at Cinnabon, bro.
Yeah.
I was still working at Cinnabon.
Cinnabon.
Yeah, man. I was still like being a supervisor at Cinnabon. I was really happy there, man. I had a lot of great coworkers, man. Shout out Cinnabon. Shout out to all my fucking coworkers. I love them. They're still like family to me, bro. I fucking check up on them, like the ones I was really good with. And I remember like a couple of days before like the pandemic really started hitting, I was talking to my manager and I was like, shout out Mariela. I was like, hey, I don't know how this is exactly gonna hit. And then she just had start buying bleach, and she's like, just bleach the counters and shit. Like, we'll be fine.
Yeah.
I was like, I bet. And then all of a sudden the mall was like, hey, so we're going into a lockdown, and that shit happened quick, bro. That shit happened quick, and all of a sudden, like, me and my boss were just, I was super passionate about working there. Like, I loved working there, and I was just like, all right. She's like, we need to get everything that's gonna go bad to leave the store, because we're gonna be closed for 2 weeks. If we're gonna close for 2 weeks, the milk is gonna go bad. So then we started donating milk, and oh my god, just like how you said, there were people who like come ask for you. There was these old people who went to the mall every morning, and they had their little groups, and they went there for years, and you're still sweetest people. Actually, there's an old guy there, bless his soul. I don't know what's up with him or how he's doing now. His name was Danny. Sweet guy. His son is a heart surgeon in Florida, bro. Like, this guy was so nice. And we have dollar coffees for seniors in the morning, so they would just get the dollar coffee from us and go sit down. And we were just giving milk to them. We're like, take the milk. And the janitors that walk by, take the milk. We had butter, take the butter. You know what I mean? And we were taking home stuff for ourselves. And I'm just like, I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, bro, I'm packing myself with some Cinnabons, bro. It's gonna be a lit 2 weeks. You know what I mean? Vacation. We're getting paid, bro. It doesn't matter. You know what I mean? And then the mall started getting real like closed and stuff. And then 2 weeks going into it, all of a sudden it's like, okay, it's a week, 2 weeks. All right, it's a day-to-day thing. It's like, oh, if something changes every day. And then a month goes by, and 2 months goes by. And then after the second month, I was like, oh, fuck. I was like, this
is serious.
This shit is serious. And I was like, and at first I was kind of just chilling with it, but it started to take a mental toll when you're just cooped up in your room. And it was to the point where, like, we were so scared about it in my house. Like, I didn't even hug my mom in the morning, because I was just like, bro, like, I don't want to randomly get the virus and like give it to you. Like, literally nobody knew how it worked at first. You know what I mean? And
I wasn't even in the country when it started.
Where the fuck were you when it started?
I was in Ecuador.
Tell me about that shit, bro. Man. What the fuck?
All right, so check this out. I was on vacation in Ecuador with my dad. My dad has an uncle down there, right? He has like, a place down there that we stayed. It was an apartment. It was dope, right? Great experience. So basically the pandemic was kind of sort of starting. This was like I believe that we went in February, right? And we got back in like early March. I was there for a couple of weeks, and all I'm seeing over the news from back home in the US is like these cases starting to creep up, and I'm still not even in the US. I'm in Ecuador. Nothing is really happening in Ecuador yet. None of the first cases had even gotten there. And I'm just like seeing the cases climb, and I'm like, are we going to be able to like come back? Like, are we going to be stuck here? Right. So like approaching the last days that we were in Ecuador, the first couple of cases rolled in Ecuador. And now we were like, oh man, this is going to be really tough now for like leaving now. Thankfully, we got on the plane and we saw other people starting to get tested. And, you know, the fucked up part about it was that they were like just the Asian people that were being tested.
Yeah, it's fucked. In South America, bro, they still have some big race issues to take care of, man.
Yeah,
For
man.
real.
So it was from Ecuador to, I think, Panama. And then Panama, they were still testing like just the Asian people.
Mm-hmm.
And then finally, you know, we got back to the U.S. And when I got back to the U.S., that's when, you know, things really started like just shutting down. I was like, wow, at least I got the vacation in before, you know, this all started.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, no, that's where I was in the beginning.
So you said it was really bad for you because, like I said, my impression for after I was done with it, because to be honest, my dad's like 63, 64. He bodied that shit in 2 days. Bodied that shit. Destroyed that shit, bro. Like literally, like he.
They don't make him like that anymore.
It fucking sucks too, bro. Because my dad is one of those stubborn ass Hispanic, you know, dads. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So literally, when he had it, he was like, "I'm not gonna get sick from this shit." And then all of a sudden, like, you know what I mean? Like in Spanish, though, he's like, no.
Eso no me va a afectar.
No me afectar. No me va a afectar. Yo soy bien. And then, you know, I would hear him, and he's like, 2 days I heard coughing. 2 days. On the third day, he's like, ya no más.
My boy was like, Jesus, bro.
He's like, I'm not gonna cough anymore. Yeah, if I don't cough anymore, I'm fine. And literally, like the 2 days, like he was sick, like he was just like, I could tell. I was like, you're sick, bro. You're sick. And he's like, yeah, I feel weak. I could see him going to like, you know, because it drained your body. You felt that too? Yeah, because it drained his body. I could see him after the second day. He was just like doing his thing, and I was like, fuck, bro. And like for me, that shit literally took me like 2 weeks. Took me 2 weeks.
It took me out, man.
Yeah, man.
It took me out. But after I got it, I was like, all right, I got it. I'm not getting this again.
Yeah, so what was your symptoms like? Like what was the worst thing? What made it the worst for you?
Oh, the headaches, man.
Damn, bro. Fuck. I'm
dude,
so sorry.
It was like a migraine like all the freaking time, dude. Like when I first got it, I was basically just like home. I was like, oh my God. It's like, why does my head hurt so much? Right. And that's before I knew that was like really one of the symptoms because I didn't think I was going to get it. You know, I'm wearing a mask all day at CVS. Like, why would I get it? You know, I think I got it from an internship that I was doing with like a film company, Secret Society Motion Pictures. Shout out to them.
Shout out to them. You gave me COVID though.
Y'all gave me COVID. So that was we were in one big truck headed to like the city to shoot this music video, and I was in there with like a bunch of people. And the guy who was leading it actually tested positive the next week, the week after. So I know I got it at that moment, you know. But yeah, so I, when I got it, I was basically just like bedridden. I did not want to get out of bed. I was weak, sniffling always, phlegm, headaches, fever. Dude, I had it all. And it was like that. Like I didn't even start to feel like I was getting better until 2 weeks. And then I started kind of like recovering.
And so how extreme did you like quarantine? Like, did you just stay in your room, or did you just like were you just in the house? You know what I mean? Like
I was just in the house.
Just in the house,
yeah, because it's just me and my dad.
Yeah, man. Fuck. And did your dad get it too?
Yeah.
Yeah, he got it with you.
He ended up getting it after I gave it to him.
Yeah, man. Fuck. Yeah, man. Because
my dad bodied it.
Yeah?
My dad bodied it.
Oh, shout out our dads, bro. Fuck. Where did we fuck up, bro? We fucked up somewhere, bro.
We got babied or something.
Bro, it's all the fucking GMOs in that shit, bro.
Probably.
It's all the GMOs in our food, bro. Fucking.
Probably.
You watch Alex Jones, bro?
I don't.
Bro, he has this funny skit, bro. Well, he's just a fuck the guy, bro. But he has this. I forget one of his shows. He's like, the government's putting things in our water and making the frogs gay, bro. That's what I fucking think. I'm just like, fuck, bro. Yeah, I know he's insane. But yeah, man, fuck. Because me, bro, I went OD with it, but just because my sister works for a health department, so she's crazy about this shit. She's all about prevention. And she was just like, I will bring your food up to your room for you, yo. You're staying in your room. And bro, I stayed in my room for 2 fucking weeks, bro.
That's crazy. I would not have been able to.
Bro, I only left my room to fucking shit, piss, and shower. And it was like a beeline to the bathroom. You know what I mean? So it was just like, fuck. And she was just like, I just want everything else in the house getting fucked. And I was just like, whatever you say, yo. Because like I said, bro, I'm trying to keep peace in the house. You know what I mean? I don't like arguing with too much with my family. It's a whole nother thing. But like, I put up with shit sometimes. So, just to keep the peace. Trying to looking for other places to live. It really is a thing. But
how did you make use of your time?
Oh, bro. All right. So, um, so I got this end of November, right?
Mm.
So this is not in the middle because you said September too. So this is not when everything is shut down, right? This is medium, like like people are still allowed to go out and stuff. Like people who
Right.
just don't have it go out and shit. So I would be in my room and. You know what sucks? I'm not a movie person if I'm watching it alone. I don't like watching movies alone. Sometimes I'll watch like a lot of shows. I forget which shows I was addicted to. I was addicted to New Girl.
Okay.
I binge watched the
Pretty
fuck out
good.
of New Girl. I didn't even finish it. I think I'm on season like 4 or some shit. I was writing a lot of music. I was doing things that I hadn't done in a while. I went to started going to school like as a sound engineer first. In our program, you have to know how to be proficient in an instrument. I'm classical euphonium. Do you know what a euphonium is?
What is
Euphonium is
that?
basically like a mini tube is the best way to describe it. So I got into school, got a scholarship for playing that, right? And I hadn't. You only need to play for the first 2 years as a sound engineer, because then the last 2 years of the program you're just honing your skills technology wise. I hadn't played that in like a year or years really, and I was just like, "Fuck! I guess I'm gonna pick this up again." So I picked it up. I started playing that. I looked forward to food a lot.
Food.
I started exercising in
Shout
my
out to
room.
food.
Yeah, I read books. I meditated a lot. I'm really big in as much holistic stuff as you can. I'm really into that.
Cool.
When I got the virus, I try not to take anything. Even with the headaches, I try to, as much as I can, like try to mitigate and like meditate on it as much as I can to kind of mind over matter type stuff. It doesn't work with everything. Trust me. When you need to take medication, you fucking take medication. And I did get at one point where I was like, yo, I need an Advil. I definitely need an Advil. But as you take more painkillers as you're young, the older you get, the less effective they become. So
It's true.
I don't know. So I did that. Beat my shit a lot.
Of course.
Bro, there was nothing to
Same
fucking
here.
do, bro. There was nothing to do. I
Yeah,
was in my
man.
fucking room.
And it's not like you can go see anyone either.
Yeah,
So
bro. It was like fuck.
Passed out.
I was like embarrassed, bro. I was like shit. I was like, what do I do? I asked them for a fucking bunch of napkins. Leave a bunch of napkins at the door. Like, they're like, why do you need so many napkins? And I'm just like, just leave a paper towel roll and fucking ask about it. And then I'm leaving my garbage outside the door, and they're like, why is this only fucking napkins? And I'm like, shut the fuck up. And I didn't.
Sniffly.
Yeah, and I didn't want to, bro. You know how sometimes, like if it's a quickie, you're doing a quickie or something, you grab like, a t-shirt that's like fucking there, just, you know what I mean? I didn't want to do that shit on my t-shirt, right? And then like my sister or my father is doing my fucking laundry. And they're like, why is this shirt so hard? And I'm like, yo, chill, bro. Chill. And they're like, how do you get what? Is he really this messy eating? I'm like, yo, relax. So, yeah, bro. I mean, like,
it happens.
yeah, man, I
Yeah, do what you gotta do sometimes.
did
man.
what I had to do, and
Just a bust.
oh, I organized my room a lot. I started realizing that since I was in my room and because I had to do school there as well, I really believe everything in life should have its proper area. You know what I mean? So when I get my future house, my bedroom is my fucking bedroom. I sleep there. I might have a TV in there to watch movies and shit, but I'd rather have like a living room where I could watch movies and do all that shit. Like there, that's just how I like shit. You know what I mean? Kitchen is not kitchen/living room. It's kitchen. I'm gonna cook in this room.
Right.
And the biggest why I'm saying that is because
Every
my
room
biggest-
has its purpose.
yeah, and my biggest thing is like an office. You know what I mean? Do work in there. And the hardest thing I fucking found was literally here, my laptop. I got my monitors here, piano here, work, school, music, bed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like fuck. And I was just like, well, I need to reorganize and how I do this stuff. And at the time, I was focusing on the podcast as well, so repainted the whole room inside. I told my sister, I was like, yo, I ordered this shit on Home Depot. It's curbside pickup. Pick up that shit, drop it in front of my door. And so I started doing hella work on my room, took out everything in my fucking closet, was getting rid of shit, childhood shit, you know what I mean? That's how I kept busy. That's how I kept sane. And also one more thing. I'm sorry, fam. But
Oh boy.
I opened up my window one day, bro. Opened up my window and I had one of my boys texted me. He's like, yo, I made some eddies, yo. I made some eddies. And I was just like, yo. And I was like, and bro, this was maybe like the 4th day in or 5th day in. And bro, honestly, by the 3rd or 4th day, because it's 2 weeks I quarantined, man, I was fucking already losing it. I was absolutely losing it. And I was like, bro, I don't know how I'm going to get through another fucking, what was it, like 3 or 4 days. I don't know how I'm going to get another 10 days, 9 days of this shit.
Dude, imagine people in prison.
Bro, I can't fucking imagine it, bro. Like, literally, it must be fucking hell on earth because I didn't know what to do. And honestly, like, I was week 2, so it wasn't like my workouts were crazy, bro. Like, I was doing push-ups. I was doing, like, little things, you know. I don't have, like, a huge room, so, you know.
You were working out even when you had it?
Yeah, bro, because I was just like, bro,
crazy,
I got to
man.
sweat this shit out. That's what I was thinking
Dude,
to
I
myself.
couldn't.
Bro, and I was chubby, too. Like, I'm still a little bit chubby. I'm working on it. But, like, you know, like, I was like, fuck. Like the first couple, like, when it got really bad, it was probably, like, 3 days in, probably not 3 days in, but like 7 days into it, like 3 days after the 7 days, you know what I mean? So but my boy's like, yo, I got eddies. And I was like, yo, something crazy, bro. Here's my house, here's the side of it. If you could throw that shit through the window, I will pay you. And then he was like, bet.
Word.
So I was like, fuck yes, bro. And it was like a chocolate bar shit, bro. So I was just like, bet. So it's like late as fuck at night. I was like, bro, you gotta drop it off the sign because I don't want my family being narcs, right? So open up the window. I see him. He tosses it the first time. Fucking misses, bro. Just hits the side of my house hard as fuck, bro. Just like, I live on the 2nd floor.
Yeah.
So that's why I had to open the window and shit. And he just hits hard as fuck and it falls all the way. He's like, oh, fuck. I'm like, bro, come on, just throw it. He throws it again, goes through, like past me, hits the other side of the wall. My other side of the wall is my sister's room. So I was like,
oh,
fuck.
man.
And I was
Did she hear it?
I was like, no, bro. They probably just thought I was being fucking crazy in my room, bro. It's literally what was happening, though.
Yeah.
And I was like, thanks, bro. And he was like, all right, bro. Go drive away, bro. I look at the edible. I'm like, bro, this better be like the fucking Jewish menorah that stayed lit, the oil that stayed lit, only supposed to lit like 3 days. And it was lit for like, I don't know, 3 months or a fucking month, bro. This had to be that shit. So I literally just took a little piece and I was like, and bro, rest of quarantine was lit.
Yeah, bro.
I mean, it wasn't like that little moment that I had there, just like taking like a piece of that. Like I was like, all right, yo, this is gonna be this is gonna make me mentally stable, like for a bit. Cause like there were some times where I was just like, I couldn't sleep. It was like, bro, you already slept 13 hours. What the fuck are you gonna do? And it's like, you can't force yourself to do that. And then it was like, okay, meditated, okay, rad, do this. Like you got tired of that shit. All I wanted to do was go outside. And when I finally got outside, bro, the nostalgia. How about you? When you finally, because I imagine you were in a house, right? Or did you?
Yeah, you know, when I went outside, it was nice.
Yeah, man.
It was nice. I still wasn't really doing much because it affected me even like for like a while. Like I think it took me probably like a month and a half before I finally felt normal. So going outside, I still felt like crap. Still felt like garbage. I didn't want to go outside. Actually, when I was home, I kind of enjoyed being home because I'm a little bit of a homebody, actually.
Yeah.
So staying home wasn't really like that big of a deal to me. I basically just took the time to like improve my craft, you know, my editing, try different techniques, watch a lot of YouTube videos and stuff. I took that whole thing to like as like a break for me to improve my content. That's when I started brainstorming. I started like having these ideas like, all right, what am I going to do? What am I going to like put on Instagram? What am I going to create that's going to propel me into the future that I want to be part of, you know, to my goals? And that also kind of like helped me like put into perspective, like, you know, like what am I still doing like at CVS? You know what I mean? Like while I'm sick, I'm like, I need to end this. I need to like finally take the leap. Maybe this is my opportunity now. Since I got paid, right, for those 2 weeks, maybe this is now my opportunity to take that and just like run and like do my own thing.
It's incredible, bro. It's fucking incredible.
So that's the moment right after COVID. After I got that, that's the moment when I went full time.
That's
with my content creation.
Hell yeah, bro. So now, what was the first job that like kind of made you like not necessarily official. I mean, like, bro, because I even consider like anything, bro. Like, what was the? Because were you doing little gigs before that too? Because I
Yeah,
remember you
I
doing
was.
like, because you're really into cars. You're really into
Definitely, yeah, I love
man.
cars.
What car you drove? Because I read, bro. Walk into the parking lot, right? Walk into the fucking parking lot. I see this blue car, and I already knew, bro. I was like, it's the nicest car in the parking lot, man. I was like, you in the blue car? You in the blue? Yeah, like, yeah, I'm in the blue car. I'm like, nah, I fucking knew
It's
it,
my
man.
little
Yeah,
Subi.
man.
Yeah.
Man, I fuck with Subi, man. I fuck with that. I'm actually trying to get my own Subaru.
Yeah.
But not. I'm trying to get the Crosstrek.
Word.
Trying to get the Crosstrek.
That was definitely in the running. Like before I got this
Yeah.
one, I was considering that.
I need like an adventure car. Like I want something I could take across the United States type shit.
I need
And,
that
like,
too. And
yeah,
I
man.
realized that after I got my car.
Yeah, man. And I just like, it just seems like a good all around car. I'm thinking about the 2018 limited one.
It's hot.
They're not badly priced, like 15 grand. You know what I mean? You finance that or whatever.
That's when they switched over to like the new gen, right?
Yeah, and it's just like around like it's right in the middle of like good tech, like a good amount enough tech that it's like newer, but not like lacking in tech enough to be like, it's like not worth like 15 or 12 or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, so I know you're doing some filming with cars and stuff like both before, which is cool and shit like that. I know a lot of people do it, but what was like the next step besides that? Like, because now this is like after CVS. This is you're going into full time.
Oh, man, it's hard to keep track of. Honestly,
man,
there's
bro,
a
I get
lot. The car stuff was definitely like it was more like a hobby thing. I was doing it like when I graduated, like from high school. The car stuff was kind of just like my way to practice because I didn't really have anything else to shoot.
Yeah, man.
And I was into the scene. I didn't make any money from it, but my step. Well, do you want to hear about my step, like, before like COVID, before 2020 and all that, or like after?
Wherever you want to start, man, because like I'm really wondering like what was it? Because now you're going full time, right? So let's go from there.
Okay,
You're going into full time, right?
So full time, basically, like my first step was the first photo shoot that I did. I don't remember which photo shoot that was. I'm gonna have to wait. Actually, I think it was with my friend, with my friend Mimi, or it was with my little brother. And the shoot that was, let me actually pull it up on my phone just so I get the timeline right.
So what kind of shoot was it? It was like just headshots, or was it just like a full
No.
body?
Actually, it was my little brother. Actually, so it was this shoot. I did a shoot with my little brother for like it was like a Halloween kind of challenge.
The TikTok
challenge. Yeah. So I saw that, and I was like, you know what? I need to hop on like a TikTok trend and like make it better. You know what I mean? I need to make it fire.
Fucking way to do it.
So that's gonna be my way to kind of like start breaking into making content, just like full time. So I paid my little brother $20. I was like, here you go. You can get ice cream, do whatever you want. Like, just help me with this, right? He's like 4 years old at the time, right?
Yeah.
So I went, got the sheet with him, he put the hat on, and I took the pictures. I put up the video, and that video did so well. Like, it was my first ever video that I put up on TikTok and Instagram that, was kind of like this. And it inspired me. I was like, this got such good engagement that I got to do this again. I got to find out something else I can do that's cool to get that same reaction out of people.
Yeah, man, it's fucking addicting when you get that kind of like I don't necessarily think it's as much as the attention, but more of like the gratification that you did something, you put hard work into something, and not only because the views to me doesn't matter as much as like the comments do, where it's just like, yo, I fuck with this shit, or yo, I laughed about this shit, or like
the supportive comments are everything, man. It's
Or-
what keeps me going.
Yeah, man, and even DMs, bro. Like DMs make my fucking heart melt, bro. Like I've had people reach out from shout out Maya, yo, because Maya listens to this shit. She was actually funny enough, I was in marching band. I started marching band in 8th grade. And she was actually like, she played the drums in the drum line, and she became the captain for one of the years. And I was still like freshman, sophomore in high school or some shit. She was so nice. She was a sweetheart, man. And, we were cool. We made jokes and shit like that. You joke around, but, after high school, you move on and shit. And, like, you don't really talk. And she became one of those people who were just like we're chill from a distance type people, and like, you know, Instagram. If I saw her in person, I'm like, hey, yo, what's up, Maya, blah blah blah. But I wouldn't necessarily be like, you know, like, hey, let's grab a coffee. I've changed a lot now. That now, if I see her, bro, I was like, yo, let's chill. Let's fucking, like, you know, see what's up.
Totally.
And she had DM'd me, and she was like, yo, I listened to your podcast. I listened to your first 2 episodes. And I was like, oh no, those are the episodes that are like, I was like, oh fuck. And then she's like, bro, I think you're fucking hilarious. She's like, I listened to it all through. I'm going to listen to the rest, blah, blah, blah. She's like, if you ever need anything, this and that. She told me, she's like, oh, I do my own entrepreneurship stuff on the side. So if you guys need like certain, I think she does, epoxy and resin, like, you know, like things like, you know, it's like it's like a thing right now.
Definitely.
So
that stuff's
like,
so cool.
She's like, yeah, you know, like, she got to put your like chill on it too. And I was like, bro, that's so dope. I was like, I'll let you know when we start releasing shit, bro, like for sure. And bro, that fucking literally made my day. Shout out to you, fucking Maya, bro. Thank you so much, bro. But yeah, man, like that shit, like, it's like I said, it's like not necessarily the views. Views are cool though. Like if you hit 1 million, like it's like, oh fuck. But like, I mean, like, just being appreciated for the hard work you put into something, man. Like, it's like really dope. And, you know, like I put hard work into this podcast as well. And, you know, I try to reach out, and like I reached out to you, man. I was like, fuck, I was like, I gotta have you on.
I mean, I was so surprised when you reached out, man.
Bro, because once I saw your everybody who is doing anything right now, you know what I mean, who's passionate about shit. And of course, I think a lot of big problems with some podcasts is like they kind of just have their friends on and they talk, and it's like, fuck, like no one really wants to hear of us like doing your friends are doing every day. Like, yo, we get it. Like, you fucked the bitch last week and you're talking to a different girl like this week. I don't fucking know. Like people, you know, like it's the friend shit. You know what I mean? It's like, it's cool and stuff like that. But unless you're like in like, you know, Team 12 house in fucking California and you're vlogging on doing all that crazy shit, it's probably people don't give a fuck.
That's a good point. I'm actually trying to do something like that, but we'll get to that.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. And like, you know, I'm just looking for more genuine conversations, talking to people like you who are doing shit or trying to get to a certain level, and like, you know, having these fucking, you know, we were talking even before, like in your interview with City Image, you know, they had you out for like a 4-hour interview, bro. What the fuck? That's crazy to me.
It's the longest interview I've ever had.
And it's like the reasoning behind it being, you know, to get to know who the real you is. And it's like, I want to talk to people too and just find out the real version of them. You know what I mean? Like, I would love to have more people like you, content creators, musicians, artists. There's actually different versions of this podcast that I'm working on right now, which is like, this is kind of just like the AO chill regular, you know, all around, like, you know, fun stuff. But I would like to have a side of the podcast where it's like, it's called Artist Hour, right? So I'd have different music artists coming in at like, you know, and it would just be that series of part of the podcast where I'm just talking to them about their music, review their music,
That'd be a good idea.
you know, and talking to them. I don't want to put too much information out because people are going to fucking steal my shit watching. But yeah, man, fuck, like, wow, it's just like doing this stuff is like fucking great, you know. I just lost my fucking train of thought. Happens. But
creating is therapeutic.
Creating is fucking therapeutic, and having people like you and having different people and just reaching out and seeing, you know, who bites, because you never know. You never fucking know. And I know there's people out there who are just like, it's funny because I remember I talked to you a little bit. I was like, yo, I don't want you to get too Hollywood on me, and then like, you know, you forget it. But you know, it's funny. It's there's certain people out there who are already like that. You know what I mean? It's funny. I'm getting to the age where like certain people just be like, I want to be in your fucking podcast. I'm like, all right, bro, chill. We're just having fun, bro. It's like, how much prep did we do before this, bro?
Zilch. Nada.
Zilch, bro. Literally nothing, bro. Literally nothing. I was like, yo, bro, we're gonna talk about whatever you want. We can just chill, bro.
Yeah.
So far, fucking enjoying you fucking being here.
Yeah,
man,
chilling, man.
So, fuck. Let me actually check how far we're along with this. See how much time we got. We have a little bit of time.
That was time.
So if we got like, I think we have enough to squeeze in another topic. So anything you feel. So we talked about your journey, you get your first job and stuff like that, bro. I would love to have you on again, man. I would love to have you on again. This doesn't have to be the last, first and only. You know what I mean?
Yeah. All right, let's talk about this creative collective, I guess.
Yes, let's talk about that, because you did talk to me about wanting to talk about that.
Yeah. So basically, you know, seeing all of these like kind of YouTubers and like different content creators like collaborating on YouTube, and especially like I've been seeing it on Instagram because I've been following like, you know, like just a bunch of like people that have like, you know, shit ton of followers. They make amazing content, right? Like I look up to those people. Like I want to get on that level, but make it my own, obviously, because I'm my own person. I'm my own artist. But I noticed that under their comments, there's like other people that are like also at that level in their comments, like, yo, like this was fire, bro, like this and that. And I'm like, wow, like they don't have to support each other because they have so many followers of their own, but they do it anyway. It's like they all kind of know each other. How do they know each other? Do they all live together? Like, are they all near each other? No, like not necessarily. Now, I noticed that here on the East Coast, where are all the content creators on the East Coast?
Fucking, bro, preach, bro. I'm listening, bro.
Dude,
fucking preach.
Where are all of the YouTubers, the content creators, like all these like famous people on the East Coast outside of New York City, right? Because New York City is obviously another hub.
Yeah, they got the little hub. Bro.
Yeah.
But talking Jersey?
So we're talking Jersey?
We're lacking, bro.
No one.
Lacking.
Dude, and I looked around. Like I'm out like trying to find YouTubers, like other people that are in, in New Jersey, other like, big content creators. I couldn't find any of them. Nah, maybe I just didn't look hard enough. There probably are some there, but I haven't seen them. So I decided I need to start this myself. I need to start a collective. I need to start a group of people that are in Jersey that are like me. People that are content creators, that they make videos, they're photographers, people that want to get big as well. So I took a page out of the book of like everyone that's like over on the West Coast collabing and, supporting each other. And I was like, I got to do that here. So I started putting together like people. First, it was like a couple of people that I knew. And then I started like scouting. I would go to other people's Instagrams that are like, local, like New Jersey, New York area, PA as well. And if I liked their content and I saw that they were consistent and they just didn't really have the follower base yet, I reached out to them like, hey, like, what would you think about being in a collective of like, other local like artists, like content creators? And almost always it's a hell yeah, like, let me sign up. Like, I've always wanted to be part of something like this. Every single person that I've reached out to is, I want to be a part of something like this. I've always wanted something like this. So I'm like, wow, like we're really lacking something like this here in New Jersey.
For sure. And
if I can like do my part to like elevate like all the content creators like in this area, I'm going to do that. So right now I think we're like 16 or 17 strong right now.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's a lot bigger than I was thinking.
Yeah. We're like 16, 17 strong.
Do you have a name for this collective or is it just
I don't. Let me actually look it up.
So do you guys have an Instagram page yet? Are you guys like super organized? Like where are you guys communicating? Like
we're just communicating on an Instagram group chat that I started.
I bet.
All right. I have it. It's called the Creative Heat Group.
Creative Heat Group? Okay.
Creative Heat Group. I'm probably going to change the name. I want to make it like more official.
Yeah, man.
But
everything's baby steps, man.
Yeah.
So tell me about these people. Like, are they just like, you're saying content creators, but that's such a content is very broad. So
okay.
Like,
so they're mainly videographers and photographers. Like it's not like, beauty or like, like other kind of like topics. Like everyone that's in the group has something to do with cameras, whether it be video or photo. That way I would like to make it bigger and have more topics, but the truth of the matter is it's going to be hard for you to find other people in other kind of areas that are going to be as supportive as people that are in your area.
Bro, stick with always whenever you're starting something, and this is advice, I'm not telling you what to do, but like it's always best to stick with what you know first. You know
exactly.
What I mean? And that's exactly what you're doing. So, bro, fucking bravo. So now moving forward with this, like what did you go with it? Because I know you said like, obviously when I talked about, Jake Paul Team 10 House, I don't know if are you looking for that? I mean, like, fuck.
I'm not looking for anything like that specifically,
yeah.
But I'm definitely looking for something like, I watch a lot of like, video guys on YouTube, and they're always going out on these like creator trips and stuff, like Sam Colder, stuff like that, like Peter McKinnon, all these like big names, right? And they're like collabing with each other all the time, like going out on these trips. They all know each other. I want to do something like that here. I want to start something like that here so that people in New Jersey can have those opportunities to kind of like do cool shit, make cool content, like have cool collabs. Because if you're trying to do everything yourself, which is like the mindset in New Jersey with everything,
literally my mindset,
yeah.
kind of in a certain sense right now, but yeah.
But if you're trying to do everything yourself, it's going to be so much harder to get where you want to be. With film especially, it's a whole collaborative environment. You see all of these videographers you know, and they're out here doing everything just on their own, one man bands, you know, running and gunning. You really don't see that many people in teams if they're not a company, you know? So I kind of took inspiration from that. And I've been hosting like collaborations like at the studio and stuff.
That's
like
dope as fuck, bro.
the Brianna shoot was like a collab with 2 other people like in the group, Joe Michael and Mackenzie. That was so much fun. And I just did another one in the city with my boy Joshua and Alexa, 2 other photographers that I know also in the group. And without this group, like, would we have done that? No, probably not. Would we have orchestrated something like that?
So when it came to
No.
that, so what were you guys doing? You guys just meeting up and taking photos and learning from each other? Or
So
was
we were
this-
meeting up. We would have like models, you know, come with us and stuff. And we would kind of like collaborate artistically. We would all be taking pictures, but we would all kind of learn from each other and also like give each other pointers. I love teaching, right? So
Oh yeah, fuck yeah, man.
I take these opportunities like on these outings to like teach what I know to people because I want them to do better. You know, the better that we all do, the faster we're going to grow and like reach our goals.
It's a beautiful way of putting it.
So I definitely don't want to hog all of like the knowledge and like resources to myself. You know, I want to include people. You know, it's you eat, I eat, we all eat.
I fuck with that.
You feel me? And that's something that especially like up here in the East Coast, a lot of people don't fuck with.
That's it's difficult in a sense too because sometimes it's I feel like it's even you're right in New Jersey it's kind of hard to find collectives. You actually caught me when I was in my music collective when I was in Melting Mindset and
Yeah.
stuff. You did the photo shoot for that. Man, we're gonna have to save that for next time, bro. But just a fucking preview of that,
was
man.
nuts.
We were performing in the SOB Lounge
Yep.
out of New York City, man. You came and filmed us, bro. And I actually used that picture that you took of me for a long time. I think I still have it up on my Instagram, man. But I love that picture. And that shit was my profile picture for the longest time. But you know, even before that, it's just hard because I feel like so many people in Jersey, like everybody feels like they have their connections. You know what I mean? And then, you know, it's like you almost want to privatize that. You know what I mean? It's almost like you're scared of letting other people eat too. And I feel like it's the same thing in the music industry, what I go through. You know what I mean? It's like you'll see people who are just like, especially when it comes to editing music, they're like, oh, I got these snares on this track. I'm gonna blur out everything that I have in my shit so you don't see what snares I'm using. And it's like I get certain stuff, you know what I mean? It's kind of like, I don't know, if you had the recipe, the exact recipe, the Oreos, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
they probably I don't know if it's a secret or not, but like, you know, if it was a secret and then like everybody knew how to make Oreos, then everybody would just make the best version of Oreos. Makes the market a little bit more competitive. But even though there's a certain sense of competitiveness, there needs to be competitiveness in certain senses. You're right. In New Jersey, I just feel like there's not enough unity. Like I don't see a lot of musicians supporting each other, and when they are, they're just like little tiny groups. You know what I mean? Everybody likes to stay within their own clique. You know what I mean? At least that's what I see for music, and I'm guessing the same thing's kind of for photography too. I guess if you're experiencing this too, right? Because art's pretty much in the same realm when it comes to a lot of this shit. Like, you know, it's like, fuck. I would want to start a musical, not even a music collective, but just a collective of sound engineers. I have similar dreams into like what you're doing. I'm just not in the position right now to really be putting work towards that because I'm kind of I need to do things myself right now.
You.
Fuck.
I feel you.
Literally, what you're like. Oh,
Yeah.
fucking don't do stuff yourself. Right
know.
now,
It's
now,
okay.
I feel like I'm a little bit need to be a little bit lone wolf right now because I haven't never really given myself that opportunity yet to go approach things by myself. But I'm sure very much when I'm ready, I'll branch out. Maybe the most New Jersey thing you've heard today.
I
Maybe
mean,
what you're
yeah,
preaching against, man.
definitely the
I'm so
opposite.
sorry, man.
That's okay though.
But
I mean,
I fuck with what you're doing, man. I definitely wish you much success on that. So, do you have what's your next goal in sight for that? Because I know right now, as you said, you're booking, you know, the
so
studio things.
that goes in line with my studio. So when I get the space, I definitely want to be hosting, you know, like a monthly kind of like group like meeting and stuff, or like, you know, like I basically just want to like, you know, have it on a more solid schedule. I want it to be more official. Because right now it's kind of just like, hey, you know, I have a shoot coming up. Anyone want to like tag along? You know what I mean? And like, you know, we'll all kind of like create. But I definitely want to do more of the stuff where it's like, all right, guys, this is the idea. Let's run with it and let's make something fire. Like, let's just like blow the doors off like everyone on Instagram right now. And if I have a studio space that's larger and that I can call completely my own, I can afford to do that. I'll have the space to have these people coming all the time, you know. I also want to start like teaching classes, and that's actually another avenue that you know I want like a revenue stream from that.
I love teaching, man. I love teaching. I was actually
having other like photographers and like, you know,
man,
like come out with me, you know. I'm kind of like, because I see people do that a lot already. People they'll have these classes and they'll put it out on social media like, all right, 10 slots, right? Photographers like come, like we'll have a model booked and stuff, and you know, we'll go and I'll show you different locations and like we'll take pictures and I'll teach. I would love to do that. You know what I mean? And I'm kind of able to do that right now.
Yeah, I mean, I'd probably take you up on one of those classes too, because even, bro, y'all seeing this video right now, I'm telling you, yo, I barely did any of this shit. Well, I obviously been doing everything before this, bro. Right. But even the fucking lens, I'm probably gonna see this video when I'm editing it at home and shit, and I'm just gonna be like, "Fuck, Leo's wild." Leo's fucking wild,
I hope
bro.
So.
I definitely got a lot to learn from you, bro, for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, bro, we're coming to the end of the podcast, man. I want to thank you so much for fucking being here, bro. I feel like I could talk to you for another hour and a half, bro. Another fucking 2 hours, man. Fuck. But
same.
We'll save it for another episode. We definitely gotta have you back, bro. Where can the people find you? Anything you want to shout out, bro? Now is your time, man.
Yeah, I mean, you can find me on Instagram. That's like mainly where I'm at. I live there. At Views by Elos. It's VIEWSBYELOSE. And yeah, you guys can DM me, follow, you know, check out my work. I'd love to talk to you.
Bro, I definitely said that fucking wrong in the beginning of the podcast. Bro, I think I said Views by Elos, bro. Views by Elos.
Views by Elos,
bro.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to fucking call me on, bro, because I'm with the shits, bro. Call me.
A lot of people say Views by Elos too. You know, bro, I roll with this, whatever.
Views by Elos, bro. Thank you so much for coming by, bro. Fucking appreciate you. Check out his Instagram. You can find the AO Chill podcast on Instagram at AO Chill, on TikTok at AO Chill, on YouTube at AO Chill. And yeah, fuck yeah. Thank you guys so much. And shit, we'll see you next week, bro. Thanks so much, guys. So this is the part where we usually bullshit some shit, and this shit is just like edging out. You know what I mean? So I don't know, we can talk about eating ass a little bit or something.
Damn, bro. Do you ass?
If she asked.
If she asked, she's definitely got to be worth it.
If she's my girl. If she's my girl. If she.
How many years?